Okay, so this video, our second video on the audit process on the part of audit planning. So this video will be focused on the how we want to assess the client business risk. All right. Okay. Okay, the learning objective for this video is just two learning objectives. First, we're able to assess the client business risk, so how to assess. So the second one is we do some preliminary analytical procedure on the planning stage. What is analytical procedure on the planning stage? Okay, so as we know, so on the previous video, we have done how to make the understand about the client business and industry. So there are 5 components or 5 factors can be concerned by the auditor in order for auditor to understand about the client business and industry. Okay, so this video will focusing on the assess client business risk. So what is the assess client business risk and also the risk of material misstatement? Okay. So assess client business risk is the risk that client fail to achieve its objective. So that is the client business risk. So what is the risk that making your client fail to achieve their objective? So what is the primary auditor concern on this client business risk? So the main concern for auditor is auditor must to see what is the risk part that can give a material misstatement in the financial statement due to client business risk. Let's say your client industry is a health industry. So what is the risk if the pandemic? Okay, so risk too many fashion. And let's say kalau you are the fashion designer, what is the risk? Let's say you are the financial services in the pandemic situation or economic downturn. What is the risk in the financial statement? Okay, next, Sarbanes-Oxley Act has said about the management must certify it has designed some disclosure control and procedure to ensure that material information about the business risk is made and known to them. So the management have to disclose that they have noted about the risk and they have do some procedure and control to minimize the business risk. Okay, and also management has to certify that it has informed auditor and also the audit community of any significant control deficiency. Any control yang ada lacking dia, CCTV rosak ke, any tak cukup staff and so on. So they have to mention to the auditor. Okay, next, how we want to identify the risk. So they have a step or audit procedure can be taken. So we can do some audit procedure. We call it as a preliminary analytical procedure. Analytical procedure at the preliminary stages, at the planning stages. So what is the meaning of analytical procedure at the planning stages? So we can do some comparison about the client ratio to the industry ratio of competitor to see the benchmark provide in of company performance. So that is the preliminary analytical procedure objective on the planning stage. Sometimes this preliminary test can reveal some unusual changes in the ratio. So if you do a ratio, so you see there are unusual changes. Ada terlalu rendah ataupun terlalu tinggi next year. So that is some issue or some misstatement will be happen. Okay. So on the planning on the analytical procedure, we can calculate the ratio. So let's say cash ratio, quick ratio, current. We can see is this is Hillsberg, our client company. So this is industry ratio. Is it any big changes? Is it any unusual changes? So we can see this analytical procedure. So as auditor, we can do this analytical procedure to see unusual changes on the ratio for each part, which is debt, paying ability, liquidity, activity ratio, long-term obligation, and profitability ratio. I'm sure you learn how to use this ratio. So at the planning stages and the audit approach, so auditor from the materiality and from the analytical procedure just now, so auditor can set how the materiality level, and auditor can set about the acceptable audit risk, and also they can set the inherent risk either high or low. The second thing, auditor may understand about the internal control to assess the control risk for the client. And next one, auditor will gather the information to assess the fraud risk. And last one, auditor can start the audit plan and make an audit program. That's all. Thank you.